The Menu stars Ralph Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Nicholas Hoult, and does the tale, well, let's just take a look at the IMDb here that says, a young couple travels to a remote island to eat in an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. And indeed, when you watch this trailer, it's kind of like, are they eating people? Are they hunting them for sport? What's going on here? You know that there's something off, right? And it starts with Anya Taylor-Joy and Nicholas Holt's characters, and you're following them throughout this movie. And mostly you're following Anya Taylor-Joy. And you see it from her perspective. Now, is this a good movie? Yes, I think it is. I think it is a very good movie. And the acting is fairly good. It's got some really bold ideas. It challenges you. It's got a core theme going behind it that slowly gets revealed throughout the different courses that the chef, Ralph Fiennes, gives out to the customers. And that's kind of like the big appeal to this. It's like, what is this all about? What's really happening? Are people getting murdered? Are they hunting them? What are they eating exactly, kind of thing. And once you find out what it is, what's going on, and what that statement is, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's kind of bold. Ralph Fiennes is Chef Slowick, right? But it also has some other people like John Leguizamo, who plays the movie star, Judith Light as Anne. And yeah, you'll recognize some of the other faces in here that are just kind of like the chefs, the cooks, the undercooks, right? And it's kind of got like that feeling of The Hunt a little bit, mixed in with, well, actually, we just talked about Ready or Not, with Samara Weaving. It's got a little bit of that kind of flavor in there too, because it's kind of like they're put into this really weird situation and you want to get out of it, but you're also kind of like fascinated with what's going on too, right? My initial impressions of it when I came out of the theater last night was kind of like, it's not the movie I thought it was going to be, and it's definitely not that, because the way that I sold it to you right now, you'll be expecting maybe that hunt kind of thing feel, but it's like that in the tone of it, sort of, but it's also kind of like not quite what you expect. And once you realize that, it's kind of like, oh, it doesn't have that big wow factor. It has that factor where you're kind of like, oh, it's one of those movies that kind of sits with you and makes you go, do I like it? Do I not like it? Kind of like you would have eating a new dish at a restaurant. It'd be kind of like, well, that tastes kind of fun. And just kind of like, well, that scene kind of was interesting. I like the way that these two characters are working off of each other, because the Ralph Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy do have some good scenes. And Ralph Fiennes has a couple of really big monologues in this where it's kind of like, yeah, he's ominous. He's ominous. And once you figure out what's going on, that's the big thing that will resonate with you. It'll either really work for you or it won't. And it makes a huge statement about it too. And I think I kind of enjoyed that. Let's go over and see what it's ranking on the tomatoes meter right now. It's 91% by 125 critics. So 91 by the critics, 85 by the audience. And it's opening up this weekend, guys. So let's take a look at some of the snapshot reviews and see what people are saying. Let's take a good one here from the Wall Street Journal. The dish being served here is perhaps too spicy for most. If you like your comedy as black as squid ink, however, there is a lot of lots to savor on this menu. So he's just trying to be quippy, and it didn't work because it didn't roll off the tongue. But you didn't read it well, James. Get bent. Anyway, let's take a look at a bad one here. Detroit News says the menu shows its hand early and leaves viewers salivating for a subversion of expectations, a la David Fincher's The Game that never arrives. Well, I'd never thought about David Fincher when I was watching this. I never even made that comparison. Nope, don't agree with that. It's just kind of like, the less you know about it, the better. But once you do I guess I sort of agree that once you sort of realize where it's going, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to go down there, man. And it's, it's kind of bold. As I said, it's a statement. And we'll talk about it on spoilers tomorrow on the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we'll talk about some spoilers for the menu. It's a good show. It's a good movie, and is it gonna end up on my top 10 of the year list? No. Do I think it is as good as some of these critics are saying? 91%, 9 out of 10 is a little bit high for me because it does have some issues, and the main glaring issue for me was that because they're going to this island to have this meal. It's basically over the course of one night, and because it's over the course of one night, you don't really have a lot of time to develop these characters. So if someone were to tell me that it was a little bit cardboard, like that's the challenge of making a movie with a condensed time frame. And that's what you're going to have in the menu. So they've got a challenging uphill battle to convey character, but in a very condensed time frame. And that might be a little bit jarring for some people, but it's just the performances from Ralph Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy. It's just like, yeah, they have got this banter between them throughout the entire movie, this kind of struggle between their ideologies, because she doesn't like the food, right? She doesn't like that higher class, elitism. And that's something that the film addresses. The elitism of the higher class foodies, and it's making a statement sort of about that too. So I enjoyed my experience with the Menu, guys. I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 for the Menu. What do you guys think about that? Are you going to go check it out this weekend? If you did, let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domains. All right.